I try not to over-exaggerate, especially to the regular season, but here we are in the postseason, and I try not to over-exaggerate or overreact to postseason games because it's a long run.
Right.
And we certainly saw that when the Knicks lost Game 3 to Atlanta to drop down 2-1. But the way this basketball team is playing right now, the way they are dominating, the way the Sixers had no answers last night, and they're a talented team. All right, it's a little different than Atlanta.
Right.
They're also a playoff experience team. It is difficult to not watch the New York Knicks and realistically think there could be a parade in the latter part of June.
Well, I mean, the last 3 games, they've been effectively blowouts, right? It's how offensively dominant they've been against an inferior Atlanta Hawks team and obviously against a much better 76ers team who beat the Celtics. But I think, to me, this felt like a dumb loss by the 76ers.
What do you mean?
So there's certain ways that the good teams, and we saw this throughout the regular season, defend the Knicks. And part of it is basically letting Josh Hart do whatever he wants. You have to put an athletic, whether it's a wing, usually it's got to be a wing, or if you have an athletic center on Karl-Anthony Towns, someone who can run with him. What the 76ers did felt like, all right, we're not even going to try today. Joel Embiid, run around with Karl-Anthony Towns.
Yeah, good luck with that.
And get toast. I mean, Embiid he was dominant in the 76ers series. Give him his credit. He's been a dominant player, Hall of Fame type player for his entire career. He is not athletic anymore.
Well, he can't defend.
He can't
defend Jalen Brunson on switches. That's for damn sure.
He can't move.
Yeah.
And so if you're going to leave him on Karl-Anthony Towns, who we know likes to run around and act crazy and fall on the floor and be athletic, you're going to get torched. And especially if you want him to walk out and guard him around the three-point line.
He can't move.
He can't move.
Knicks took advantage of that.
And so he's afraid because they're 5 out, right? They finally put Cat on the floor with all these shooters. They're 5 out, and all of a sudden Joel Embiid's got to cover Karl-Anthony Towns at the three-point line and maybe guard against him driving to the rim. Like this, it's stupid basketball.
They're going to have to hide Joel Embiid in this series because he can't move. And that's a their problem more than it is a Knick problem.
But they never adjusted.
Well,
and so when you don't, and then the Knicks, by the way, I've said this all season long. If you're gonna give them open threes and they're gonna make them, you're gonna get your doors blown off.
Wow, I mean, they're not just making open threes right now.
51%. And so it's like the 76ers just said, we're going to hand you this game 1 to give you confidence. Maybe we'll figure out what to do in game 2. And so, look, do I think should be a long series? Yes. But if we get game 2, Knicks 76ers, and it looks the same, then I'm just going to believe that the 76ers are stupid defensively.
Well, I think that Nick Nurse is going to make adjustments, and we see that over the course of a long 7-game series. But I think one thing that the Knicks provide, and this is why I think they're going to win the series, which is why I think every Knicks fan thinks they're going to win the series, is there are certain adjustments Nick Nurse can make, and it's not going to change anything. The Knicks pose a lot of matchup problems for this team. They have to treat Joel Embiid right now, who can still be a major factor in this series, no doubt, but they have to hide him defensively.
Yep.
Because he cannot guard on the perimeter. He can't deal with Jalen Brunson on pick and rolls when they switch. He just can't. They almost have to hide him on Josh Hart. Right. It's basically what they're going to have to do defensively. But there's other things
that Josh Hart's going to run them ragged.
Yeah. There's other things that have to change, like Tyrese Maxey for whatever reason. And maybe we just have to give credit to Mikal Bridges.
Yeah.
But Tyrese Maxey was tentative in game 1.
Yeah.
And that's a credit to Mikal Bridges because Mikal Bridges didn't have the greatest regular season in the world. He didn't have the greatest early part of this postseason. Remember, he was benched by Mike Brown. And Mikal Bridges, throughout this regular season, would struggle against those quick, jittery, move real quick guards like Tyrese Maxey. Well, guess what? Last night at Madison Square Garden, he didn't have a problem. Like, we saw defensively the best of Mikal Bridges. And that's the thing. And Knicks fans, I'm sorry to bore you with this. There's just a lot of compliments to hand out. Like, there's a lot of Bridges did this, OG did this, and we haven't even mentioned Jalen Brunson, who couldn't miss a shot.
Right
now, and yes, there will be adjustments that Nick Nurse will try to make. But right now, when you look at Philadelphia, and you can even think of Detroit or Cleveland, I don't think any of these teams have answers. And right now, honestly, and I say this as a Knick hater, G pointed out, I don't like the New York Knicks. Yeah, but you know what's fun about that? I can really give you an honest perspective. There's no fanboy in this.
Yeah, even if it's bad, it's the same thing.
Well, I'm just going to analyze it for you. Other than the Thunder, I don't think anybody can stop you.
Well,
I'm being honest. When you're playing, when you rephrase that, when you're playing your best basketball.
Well, that's it. So there's the caveat.
That's always the caveat.
They can stop themselves. If Mike Brown is not playing the right type of rotations, if he's not running the right kind of sets, whether it's a pick and roll with Cat and Jalen Brunson, like all of those things, if they just let this Knicks team play iso ball, then they can lose.
Well, okay, so I think that is the best way to phrase this. You're 1,000% right. The only thing besides the Thunder, we'll put them to the side, that can stop the New York Knicks are the New York Knicks.
Yeah.
When they play their best basketball, and yes, we've seen them do it now over 4 consecutive games against Atlanta and now Philadelphia. When they play their best basketball, defensively, they are elite. Offensively, they are elite. We've even seen this coaching staff make changes. They are deeper than everybody.
Yeah.
Like, this is not me telling you they're going to win an NBA championship, and I'm not trying to jinx you. I'm trying to be fair in analyzing this because a lot can happen. And you're right, they can stop themselves. But what we've witnessed over these 4 games is that when they're at their best, teams can't even compete with them.
Right.
When they're at their best, no, the Sixers are not beating them 4 to 7 times. When they're at their best, even Detroit, who everyone wanted to anoint back in January and February, and I feel pretty good how loyal I was to let's not anoint them yet.
Well, you were loyal to their lack of experience.
Well,
which proved to be true in that Orlando series.
And you know what else proved to be true? Forget Detroit for a second, because it isn't about them. It's about the New York Knicks. What do the New York Knicks have over the Philadelphia 76ers? What do the New York Knicks have over the Cleveland Cavaliers? What do the New York Knicks have over, who's the other team? Oh, yeah, the Detroit Pistons. It's a simple little thing. It's a simple little thing.
Jalen Brunson?
Nope. That yes.
Winning series experience?
Not even that, but all fair, by the way. Yes, they've won series. They have that experience. That's the key word, though.
Do we get partial credit, me and Sean?
I'll give you partial credit. Okay. They have, and I heard this word before, it was used while criticizing the Knicks about a month ago, connectivity. They are so connected right now.
Yeah.
They have so much experience together.
How did that happen?
You know,
because it felt like it was lost. I want to say gone because it obviously had been there before, non-existent, but it didn't feel like it was there.
No, it wasn't there because I think it was about a month and a half ago during a part of their struggles. It was Vince Carter and Carmelo Anthony talking about this, and they said, yeah, they're just not connected. There's almost like, not dysfunction, but they're just...
They're not connected.
They're not connected. Disconnected.
Right.
And Jalen Brunson, after the game, was asked that question. He's like, how are you guys so connected right now? And he gave a very simple answer. And it's such a great answer. It's why I love Jalen Brunson.
Okay.
I hate him because I like him. That's why I hate him. I hate him because he always knows the right thing to say, and it's so true, and it's a life lesson. Jalen Brunson, when asked about, hey, how are you guys so connected? How are you guys so good right now on the pick and roll? How do you guys know where everyone's going to be? Why is that connectivity at such a high level? And he looked into the camera and said, practice. And it's so simple and it's so true.
Like actual practice or just playing the game, which is like practicing?
Practice. And then the other term he used was trial and error. Which means the advantage that the Knicks have over not just the Philadelphia 76ers, but other teams that still don't have that full connectivity is they've done it. They've played together. This Sixer team hasn't. How many times has Joel Embiid, Paul George, and Tyrese Maxey actually played together this season?
And Edgecombe, to be honest, because he's a rookie.
Sure. And VJ Edgecombe was at a great rookie season. How often have they learned to be connected? James Harden was traded to Cleveland a few months ago. How much connectivity do they have?
Especially in high stress pressure situations of the postseason.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so what you are seeing right now, and I gave a stat yesterday, Tiki, and I'm curious if you find it interesting because I think it matters so much. The loser of the Eastern Conference Finals over the last 3 years, every time has come back and won the East the following year, starting in 2023. The loser of the Eastern Conference Finals, a battle. Why would I make that?
I don't know. I mean, that doesn't seem like it is, but it is.
All right, we'll do it real quick.
All right.
The Boston Celtics beat the Miami Heat in the 2022 Eastern Conference Finals. The following year, the Heat beat the Celtics to get to the finals.
Right.
The Celtics then the following year beat the Pacers to get to the NBA Finals. The Pacers then beat the Knicks to get to the NBA Finals. This year, the Knicks are obviously coming off losing the Eastern Conference Finals, and we all know deep down that other than themselves, nothing's stopping the New York Knicks from going to their first NBA Finals in 27 years. And a big part of it is the experience that this team has had together, the trial and error that Jalen Brunson talks about, the connectivity that this team has. And it's on both sides. It's the way they defend. It's the way the pick and roll, which was so non-existent early in this season, the two-man game between Cat and Jalen now flows. It's a connective tissue right now that is so good.
Right.
And even when they faced adversity last night, because they did, let's not ignore the adversity they faced. Karl-Anthony Towns picked up a couple of dopey fouls. Mitchell Robinson picked up a couple of dopey fouls. We even saw Nick Nurse, and I have no issue with this, playing Hakamich. He said, I'm going to play Hakamich. And guess what? It sort of worked because Mitchell Robinson missed all 4 free throws that he was forced to take with 2:56 to go in the first quarter and 2:50 to go in the first quarter. And then finally, Mike Brown said, okay, I'm going to make a little bit of an adjustment. I'm going to go to Ariel Huckporty in the first quarter. And so between Cat being in foul trouble and Mitch being in foul trouble and Hakamich sort of working, the Knicks actually faced a little bit of adversity. And guess what they did to that adversity?
They spit in its face.
They spit in its face disrespectfully.
Yeah.
And it also helps that Jalen Brunson couldn't miss a shot.
That's true.
But a part of why he couldn't miss a shot is that the Sixers can't defend him.
No.
They just can't.
Well, that's the thing. They don't have an answer. And so ultimately, when Cat was back in the game, they also didn't have an answer. And so there's just a lot of non-answers for the 76ers. And so when we look at the coaching matchup, that's what ultimately determines, I think, series, especially once you get deeper into the postseason. For in our minds, Mike Brown has the advantage for the first time.
Yeah.
Because Nick Nurse, even though we know he's a good coach because he won a championship up in Toronto, he doesn't have an answer. And it's probably because his roster is limited. He doesn't have the bodies, the right kind of bodies or athletes to have the answer for this Knicks team. So this becomes a matchup thing.
It's a matchup problem because the New York Knicks are better. Now, one thing that bothers me is hypocrisy. I really don't like hypocrisy. I'll give examples about all of us. Like if we did this, how hypocritical it would be. Let's say Tiki Barber in 1998, right? Would that be the height of your fumbling issues?
No, it was probably like, it was 2001. 2001.
2001.
2002.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say in 2002, Tiki Barber, with a straight face, turned on a microphone and started criticizing other running backs that were fumbling the football. We would probably look at him and be like,
what's wrong with you, dude?
Why are you saying that? It's like Sean Morash criticizing somebody for hating on the Jets too much. It's like, dude, you're the one saying that? It's like me saying, hey, you're whining too much about the Mets. It's like, we're not the right messengers for this kind of message.
Right. It's like McMonagle saying you're kissing Aaron Boone's ass too much.
Very good. That's a great point. It's like Craig Carton saying, hey, you're chewing on the air. That's disrespectful. You know what I mean? Like, we all have it, right? What Joel Embiid pulled last night, and am I biased towards Joel Embiid? Sure. I think he's scum. I think he's dirty. I think he's a phony. You know, all that kind of stuff I've said about Joe. I also think he's a loser until proven otherwise. And by the way, I won't be proven otherwise because he's got no chance in hell to win this series.
Right.
Joel Embiid, after the game, decided, of all people on the New York Knicks, he decided to accuse a New York Knicks player of being dirty. Now, stop right there before I even explain anything.
All right, I thought this series was going to go long. It's over. It's over
because of the fact that Joel Embiid is saying this?
when you're making excuses like this for the reason that for whatever reason you were off your game, the Knicks are in your head without even trying to be in your head.
So this is more evidence this series is over?
Oh yeah.
So Joel Embiid, who is
he's one of the best players.
He's
and he's already making excuses.
Well, he's also one of the dirtiest players in the NBA. Yes. And we all know this. We all remember what happened 2 years ago with Mitch. I certainly have my memories on some of the dirty stuff he's done. We all know Joel Embiid is dirty. Nobody can deny that. For him to stand in front of a microphone, and I'm going to play you the audio because we need to hear from this clown. For him to accuse anyone of being dirty is beyond me. Now, I'll tell you the situation in case you forgot. It was late second quarter. Knicks had a big lead.
Right.
And Joel Embiid was setting a screen. And Mikal Bridges, that's right, that's the guy he's accusing of being dirty.
Mikal Bridges, it's time to step up.
Mikal Bridges, he wouldn't hurt an ant. He wouldn't hurt a fly if it was flying. And Joel Embiid's calling this guy dirty. I'm sorry, I'm going to step up and defend my former guy. Joel Embiid is setting a screen. And Mikal Bridges, who sometimes, I would be critical of this, won't fight through screens. A little soft on the screens. Well, Mikal knows what's going on. It's playoff time. So he fights through that screen. And because he fought through that screen and hit Joel Embiid's chest, because how else are you supposed to fight through a screen?
That's what you do, especially when he's bigger than you.
Joel Embiid thought he was attacking the spot where he had the appendectomy.
Right.
and thought that what Mikal did was dirty. Take a listen to Joel Embiid after the game on his own, bring up numerous times that may have been a dirty play.
I don't know if it was, obviously based on what's been going on. I guess I got to protect him more, so I don't know if it was dirty or not. So, yeah, I guess I got to do a better job of protecting my, especially that part.
Do you remember what play that happened? Was it a screen at some point? Or?
Yeah, it was off the screen. I don't think that was necessary because screen, Tyrese was already gone and it was kind of like, after the play. I just felt like it wasn't necessary, but we move on. It's whatever, it's playoff basketball. So, if that's the reality of it, I guess we got to go out and be physical too and do it too.
Oh, my God.
You're a whiny bitch.
I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. It was a screen. He was fighting through it.
Right.
Mikal Bridges, I would love to give him credit and say, boy, he was really going after that area. He had the appendectomy. He wasn't. He was literally fighting through his screen, and Big Baby
by the way,
is crying about it.
If it was that bad, then don't play. If it's going to hurt you.
Don't give him any ideas,
to
Tiki.
physically be hurt, and someone might run into you, accidentally or otherwise, don't play.
Well,
I remember when I had a broken arm when I played in 2000. I had to tape my other arm because they were like literally stepping on my arms.
Right.
Just because they knew I had a broken arm. I didn't complain about it. It's part of the risk of playing when you're hurt. So stop being a bitch.
I would go
Seriously.
I step further.
Wow.
If you're
That's
Mikal
surprising,
Bridges,
man. That's surprising to me. That really is surprising.
You're surprised that Joel Embiid is, quote, a bitch?
That's
your words, not mine.
That he's complaining about that
Yeah.
because you've been an elite athlete for a long time. You play hurt. You have to, especially when it means something to you.
Yeah.
You don't complain about it. You just don't. Because if you do, it's like, give me sympathy, right? The reason that I was not great is because your sympathy is making me feel better. That's just weak. I don't love that because I didn't think that about him. I thought he was a really, I don't know. That's just weird. That's like a crime against sports honor.
wow, look at that.
I'm being honest.
I mean, you've said a lot of things here in the last 30 seconds about Joel.
Right.
I think you called him the B word, and you said this is a crime against sports honor. And it also calls attention to the fact, and we know Joel is not playing healthy. He's never played healthy. He's always hurt.
Right.
But he's calling attention to the fact that area is a sensitive area. It's his chest. I mean,
It's his stomach.
or his stomach. Isn't the stomach and the chest the same thing?
No, it's just like the intercostal reason.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
He kept holding down by his belly.
I saw a belly.
Well, don't call attention to it. And also, Mikal Bridges is frail.
And if it's that bad, don't play.
Well, again, you're giving him ideas.
No, but this is the other thing that's missing the place where he's an idiot. Mikal Bridges, there's a chance you hit any limb on Embiid's body, and you could argue he's targeting an Embiid injury because every part of his body is hurt.
Okay, now what was the response? Like he's being interviewed by a journalist, and I don't know if this is a print or media or television.
It was a gaggle. It was a gaggle of reporters.
So what was printed about this? What did the 76er media say about this?
Probably just the quotes that he had. I mean, would be my assumption.
Yeah, but somebody somewhere opined on this.
Right.
So someone had to. Right. So what was the Philly opinion on this? Like, the Knicks are dirty. Like, what?
I can't even imagine that they would go there because Joel Embiid grabbed Mitchell Robinson's leg and tried to break it 2 years ago. Like, they're not even on the same levels of dirty. And it was almost like, I almost want to give Joel Embiid like a tad bit of credit that he knows it wasn't dirty by Bridges. He knows it wasn't a thing, but he's using this as an avenue to, I guess we have to be dirty. Okay, now I'm going to try to take Mitchell Robinson's head off. Almost like an excuse to go back to being who he is, which is, and he's been like this his whole career, a very dirty player. I don't think he needed an excuse. I thought he was just going to do it anyway. But especially that last part of that clip we played of, I guess it has to be physical. I guess that's what we have to do. It almost sounds like, all right, now it's on.
Yeah.
Now I'm really going to rip at Mitchell's leg the next time I get the chance.
I've gone to the Philly Inquirer.
And?
Okay, when you get through 2 pages of Flyers coverage first and foremost, you get to the Sixers, and it's the second Sixer story, and all it just says is, Joel Embiid wonders if Game 1 hit the midsection was, quote, dirty, providing early spice to next
now
series.
do they opine on it? Are they saying it was a dirty hit?
It's just kind of going through his quotes and his mindset. The Philly Inquirer is not backing up that they thought.
Yeah, because they don't want to put their own asses out on the line. Like, yeah, the Knicks are dirty. They hit Joel Embiid in the gut. Come on.
It's not dirty.
Of course it's not
It's
dirty.
ridiculous for Joel Embiid to even say that. And the only thing I could think of is that he's just trying to find an excuse for why at Game 2 Wednesday night, he's going to do something dirty. Like, well, I mean,
Right.
they started. But of all people that you can look at on the New York Knicks and accuse of being dirty, you go to Mikal Bridges, of all people, because he tried to fight through his screen hard. I mean, come on.
Right.
It's absolutely insane.